Good evening, everyone. I'm Frances, one of Suzanne's younger sisters. Apparently, Suzanne will sometimes describe me as her raft guiding sister, which I do on occasion. As a raft guide, one of my primary goals is to make sure everyone stays in the boat. Suzanne, as the oldest, had the job of keeping all of us younger kids in the boat. But to be honest, I'm surprised that Suzanne didn't push me out. Poor Suzanne would have to deal with my tantrums, which, as much as I would like to say that they were infrequent, they happened more often than I would like to admit. And I was only one of the 8 younger siblings that she was trying to keep in line. But old times were good too. With Suzanne as Little Denny, Ben is Big Brother, and David is Snitcher Bob. They were often the ringleaders in our imaginary games, where Suzanne always ended up being the bossy queen. And the boys, as knights, properly decked out, in flattened aluminum pans as armor, and chopped up gallon milk jugs as helmets. As many of my friends know, I am rather vertically challenged, as this became more apparent today when we were trying to take pictures. And I'm often reminded of this fact. Suzanne has a stupendous 2 whole inches on me, and used to remind me of this frequently. However, as great as those 2 inches were, we would often get mistaken as twins, much to my great dismay, since I was always very anxious to be distinguished as my own person. But looking back on this was quite the compliment, because Suzanne, though not great in stature, is one of the smartest women I know. During COVID, rather than studying at home, I fled to Suzanne's apartment, which was something that Jake would later do. Because so many people, but it's rather strange because so many people look back on the spring of 2020 as a dark and difficult time, but I look back on that time as one of the greatest highlights in my life. Suzanne and I had a little routine. We would both work until 5, and then call it a day and go for a nice long walk before cooking dinner. Then, we would finish up the evening by watching videos and eating frozen mango. It was simple, but I finally felt that Suzanne was more than just my bossy older sister, and rather someone who I really loved and respected. Now, when I learned that Suzanne was dating, I was skeptical, like any younger sibling ought to be, thinking, who was this guy? Was he hot? Jake. Jake survived meeting my family, and even likes the family camp that we grew up going to. And I have even gotten accustomed to receiving bonus advice when I call Suzanne, because Jake is often on the line as well. But his clearest quality is that he pursued my older sister, who's one of the most beautiful women I know. And I have seen them bring out the best in each other and grow closer to our Lord through their relationship. I'm so very excited for you, Suzanne. You have waited so long for this beautiful day, and you have chosen a wonderful young man to walk with you in your journey to grow closer to Christ. I wish both of you the best. Join me in raising a glass to our beautiful bride and groom, to Suzanne and Jake. Yeah.